If you have any questions, please.
I will have the first question. In the right flourish case, the tribunal has more or less proceeded on the basis that the Yahoo and Google servers are outside India, and perhaps that made it very easy to come to the conclusion which it has taken. But is it not always the case that the servers might also be in India, and in that case, whether the decision would have been something different?
Yeah, maybe we can revisit something what I flipped quite fast here. If we look at Galileo, the whole arrangement was that Galileo USA had centralized reservation system, admittedly outside India, absolutely automated function, with all airline information getting updated on a real-time basis. You pick up any flight, any round-trip flight, all information available online, meal preferences, etc. Naturally, you can't go to such program directly in a very expeditious manner. The search engines might help you to go like Yahoo, etc. They take you to the website. But there you had a travel agents. And travel agents had the computers which were configured to mimic what is there in the centralized system. Now actually the entire program can't come here. It's an image or a comparable thing to the extent necessary would come here. The argument of the taxpayer was that the computers which are there are dumb computers. They don't do anything beyond establishing a connectivity. Another feature of Galileo was that Galileo USA had provided connectivity link to all the travel agents. So how Galileo created its physical presence here in India? That it had travel links provided or connectivity links provided to all the agents. It had a dependent agent also in India who had authority to conclude contracts on behalf of Galileo. And there was a computer, and the computer of a travel agent was indirectly under the control of Galileo because the travel agent could not have shifted the computer from one place to another place without the consent of Galileo. Now these were the features which were taken into account for the trigger of base rule P or a fixed place. Technically, the questions have arisen that even when you want to go to the server, and in fact for server it is admitted even in the last analysis that server is a low cost function. You can have server space available from any independent service provider, and because it's such a standard service, it is very possible for you to have that on standard terms as any service. Cloud computing would be one of the areas where you have server space available, where hardware is a service provided. Now, the question therefore, which has often arisen is that, do you go so very automatically to that server? Do you not have tangible things here in it? So if you really look at it from my perspective, I would have internet connection taken. It could be from any independent service provider, so internet service provider. So that person is absolutely independent doing his own business. Maybe his business is eventually going to help that server because it's a link connected. And we have already seen that merely because somebody is here in India doing his business is not likely to be good enough for PE trigger. Second is, it's my computer and I can take anywhere that I want. Thirdly, I can go through any website that I desire. So that's exactly the challenge, that so long as you have nothing physical of that foreign company in India, maybe it is through physical medium that you will reach out to the physical medium of that foreign entity outside India, you are unlikely to trigger PE, and that's exactly the challenge. And therefore the question is, are the PE rules as are conventionally understood good enough to take care of equitable distribution when there is a virtual presence of the foreign enterprises in India? Do you need some alternative tax basis by which you are able to recover tax? And look at Spain. How does it look at it? So in case of, again, Spain, in Ireland, Dell was manufacturing through another entity. Dell had an entity which was purchasing from manufacturer. It was selling through a commissioner agent, and in addition to selling through commissioner agent, it had a Spain-specific website. Now the website was located on server which is outside of Spain. And the Spanish authorities took a view that there is a PE trigger because there is a website, there need not be human involvement, and this website is good enough to trigger it. Now this decision has been criticized quite heavily for its correctness, but nonetheless, unlike what view we have in right florist where it was held that website does not create PE, you have a view internationally available which says that website can also create PE. So I think it will be a fact-oriented exercise, and so long as the medium to connect to the foreign company's server in India is not satisfying the PE test for that foreign enterprise, it's very unlikely that a foreign enterprise triggers PE in India. Yes, please.
So website on that server where it is situated in that country, it will be a P.
Yeah, that it would be PE, but then it would be a Cayman Island or. Yeah.
Now, in the case of contract manufacturing or toll manufacturing, when we go to the provisions in the Italy and Switzerland Treaty, where one of the conditions to be performed by the dependent agent is that he manufactures or processes in India. So there, if the transaction between the manufacturer and the principal is a principal-to-principal transaction, wherein there is a proper sale, and title of the goods is first owned by the manufacturer and then it is sold to the principal, then probably it will go out of this condition because it won't be articles belonging to the foreign.
Correct, you are absolutely right. So it doesn't cover contract manufacturing arrangement where there is purchases as per specifications, but it covers toll manufacturing arrangement where the goods, products belonging to the foreign enterprise, which continue to remain the goods of the foreign enterprise, get manufactured or processed through a person here in India. So, thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta Jani, for an elaborate presentation and a detailed reply to the queries. I will now request Nilesh Bhai to propose a very well-deserved vote of thanks. Thank you.
Friends, there was some discussion about whether Geeta Jani is the opening batsman or she is at number 2 or number 3. But I think she has taken the entire innings, and for that entire innings and a masterly coverage of the PE issues in the ordinary context and the special issues for the digital economy. It was a very excellent presentation, and I propose a very well-deserved vote of thanks and request you to carry it. There will be no break now. The tea will be served on the tables itself. So we remain where you are, and we will change and resume in 2 minutes.
Thank you very much.